Republicans continue to support legislation that is, quite literally, dangerous for women. Gabrielle Union is an actress and women's health advocate and joins the panel now. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
So today has been a big day. We've been talking about Todd Akin's comments about legitimate rape. We do know that Augusta National has opened its doors to women, which I guess is a sign of progress in what we're calling the dark ages, or potentially the return of the dark ages. I guess I wonder, as an activist, as someone who is concerned about these issues, A, are you surprised at where the debate has gone? But B, more importantly, how do we get more young women involved in this when they see the sort of toxicity out there when it comes to the discussion around women's health and women's issues?
Where do I start? Let's first let me say I'm here as an actor and an activist, but also as a rape survivor. I'm on the National Advisory Committee for Violence Against Women. I speak out about all sorts of women's issues. Todd Akin, I was shocked, and I would say sad, except it pissed me off. So I shot Todd a little Twitter message today kindly explaining, though I didn't realize there was a need to, that all rape, Todd, is legitimate, and every rape victim should have equal access to services and justice. Just in the same way that I believe, and healthcare, in the same way that I believe that all women should have equal access to quality healthcare and preventative services.
But I guess, I mean, the fact that you not only have firsthand experience here, I think entitles you to speak not only as a woman but as a survivor on this. The shame, which is a plank here, that's part of the Republican sort of platform at this point when it comes to discussing women's health. I mean, shaming women, intimidating them, and making them think less of themselves, and almost dehumanizing the experience. I mean, that's what he was giving voice to in a lot of ways.
He absolutely said, your experience is not valid.
Right.
Whatever that is, it's not valid. I'm here to throw a blanket over all of you because it's pretty much the same, and I'm here to be judge and jury as to your experience and what sort of access you should have made available to you, and that goes for any sort of women's issues. I don't understand how we're moving in this direction. It's counterproductive.
Well, and it's not just Todd Akin's comments, of course, either. I mean, there's movement happening on all levels, whether the state level or the national level. Texas, of course, ended funding for family planning providers, which serve 130,000. Introduced personhood initiatives, and then can we forget Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell and his much-touted transvaginal ultrasound? Joan, we talk about distractions, we talk about shame, we talk about intimidation. There's also some sort of hunger here at the state and the national level to keep this stuff in the ether through policy.
It seems kind of shocking, but it seems to be part of a culture war approach to politics that Republicans believe work for them. They really play on people's fear about the independence of women, changes in the family. They blame it on women, and they feel like if they could keep us from exercising all those freedoms, we would all be better off. But I want to say the one silver lining in all of this mess, I think, has been the activism online and elsewhere on the part of young women. We used to talk about why aren't young women feminists, and why do our issues seem so foreign to them? And then you got Rush Limbaugh. It was very unfortunate that he called Sandra Fluke what he did, but I think Rush Limbaugh, A, woke women up to all of this is now under attack, and B, he made feminism kind of sexy. We're all having so much sex, we need the taxpayers to pay for it.
Yeah,
so,
but we are
come on over here.
Sally, though, I ask, do you think in the long term this kind of rhetoric, this kind of debate inspires women to run for public office, to participate in the electoral process? I mean, I know I'll reference the Anne-Marie Slaughter piece on the cover of The Atlantic that said basically women, you can't have it all, and that now more than ever there's this sense of the garden of forking paths. You can choose this or you can choose that.
Well, I think that this is a moment, this is kind of a last gasp, is what I think. And I do think that the Republicans who are using, and they're predominantly Republicans who are going after women, think that it's going to work, as Joan said. And a lot of it, I think, is religious right driven. That the religious right is is the group that really keeps women down. I mean, they really don't. They do think that a woman's place is in the home, but I don't think it's working. I think it will backfire, and I think ultimately women will rule the world. So I think, and I think you know, it's every time you turn around, there's some new glass ceiling that's been broken, and I think that this is sort of a desperation move on the part of a small group of people. I mean, look at them, and they all get laughed at. They all end up looking foolish, and even getting criticized by their own people. So I don't really think it's a bad thing in a way. I think it energizes women, it turns women against these people, and it makes women say, wait a minute, you know, this is
and it gets
ridiculous.
Lily Ledbetter on the road and Gabrielle Union on the road talking about women's issues, women's rights, pay parity, and women's health concerns, which is obviously hugely important in terms of the 21st century and also women's participation. Thank you all. Thank you both. Thank you for participating in this. We have to let you go because